Hey everyone. Okay, so I have no idea what just happened here. Wow. Okay, so I just had some serious technical difficulties. I do this every week, and every now and then something weird happens. Welcome, V. Fulton. It's a good thing I made a drink. First thing I want to say, hi, Dixie, is yes, I was literally, so I usually set everything up a half an hour, sometimes 40 minutes in advance of me going live. And then I'll sit and I'll take notes and kind of, get myself ready and in the mood for the whole topic and conversation and et cetera, et cetera. And then I set an alarm for 6 o'clock. And at 6 o'clock, everything just wasn't working right. So there's like one final step before you can see me that says go, that's like a go live button. And it just wasn't there. So I'm like, am I already live? Have I been getting up from my chair and doing all these things and you can already see that? I don't know what happened. So I had to cancel that whole thing out at 6 something. So sorry I'm late. My apologies for being late. How are you all doing? Let me know where you are checking in from. And I'm sorry, once again, I'm late and a little bit frazzled by it because I was trying to get a handle on just kind of get myself together. If you're new to my channel and you're here now or watching this on the replay, I'm Michelle for CasaELM. We've recently consolidated what was Expat Life Mexico down to CasaELM. We've decided to just really go hard with the brand CasaELM, and all the things that we do and will continue to do will just kind of fall under the umbrella, our retreats, our relocations, our everything, right? So we're evolving, we continue to evolve. So I hope we're not confusing. Thank you so much, Refold. Yes, it's just kind of crazy that I was literally ready. I can kind of understand if I wasn't ready, but I have no idea what happened. But it's technology that I accept wholeheartedly. I feel like a lot of things that are made to make life easier sometimes can be a challenge for us. So tell me where you guys are from. Hi, Nakisha from California. Tonight and this month, we're going to be kind of talking about, at least at the beginning of each conversation, I'm going to talk a little bit about just abundance, self-care, things like that. Hey, Atlanta's in the house. I already know where you're at, Dixie. If you want to share, go for it. Excuse me. But the month of June, I am really taking time to talk about retreat-related things. Hi, Kenya. Welcome. Welcome. And questions that you all might have about our upcoming retreat, which is in September. And also I'm going to interview, so I'll go kind of through that list a little bit more. But the point is, focusing on abundance, self-care, peace in our lives and things like this. I have some really beautiful women that are going to be doing retreats at CasaELM. So I'm going to take time in the coming weeks to interview them as well on our lives. So guys, please, not guys, only women, show up and let's support them next week. Some of you probably already know Kathy Hampton because I see her a lot here. She's actually going to be doing something as well later this year. So we'll talk, well, it's going to be, I think it's in September. We're going to talk more to her about her Wellside retreats. I can't wait to meet her because we have been online friends, as I am with many of you, for a couple of years. And I know she's in a lot of the expat groups and the Stephanie Perry things and the Rashida and Exodus Summit. So as I get to meet each of you in person, I feel like I've already, I already know you. I already know a lot about you. She'll be here. And then at the end of the month, or the third week of June, rather, I'm going to interview a client of mine. Her name is Abril. She's bringing a group as well early next year. It's supposed to be the end of the year, but we moved it around a little bit because of the holidays and stuff. So I'm just really excited to help them with talking about what they're trying to do, and also helping with promoting, and then just talking about the space that it's available for others out there. So if you are a retreat leader, if you just want to get away with your friends, family, or group, you're welcome to contact us about that. We are very much a shell that holds a lot of love and good energy, and we love bringing people together at CasaELM. That is the purpose behind the space. So got your ideas, bring it our way. We usually talk to everyone about what they want to do, and then we try to put things together that are very specific to those needs. And then at the end of the month, we're actually going to speak to two of our former guests that participated in our retreat, Peace Not Pieces, which is coming up again in September. We only have 2 spaces left, so if you're interested, please join us. I'll talk a little bit more about that. So, hey, Puerto Escondido. Hey, how you doing, Sunny? Welcome, Latonya from Florida. Welcome, Kenya. How are you? So I'm really excited that you all are here. And feel free, even though I'm going to start with this topic, but you are welcome to ask questions, of course, about Mexico and San Miguel. But as I said, at the beginning of each of the June sessions and lives, I want to talk a little bit about what we're doing and what we're trying to promote, and the whole kind of like, energy that we're putting into the house and the space. It's really important to me that we keep kind of, boosting all of these places and spaces, especially CasaELM in San Miguel, for you all to come, decompress, to be calm, to just kind of reset, rejuvenate. There are so many things in SMA San Miguel that allows you to tap in to yourself again and just relax, like kind of shed some of those crazy layers that sometimes we experience because life is, right? So feel free to just jump in and ask any questions. I'm going to stay as much as I can on topic initially, and then if we have other questions that come up, you guys are more than welcome to ask them. So I don't know what you guys are drinking, because it is Wind Down Wednesday. Welcome. I'm Michelle in San Miguel de Allende, which is located in central Mexico. If you didn't know, my channel is here to basically provide life from my lens, really to provide perspective from a person of color living in Mexico. There were a lot of people asked me these questions years ago when I first came here. Is it, are we accepted? Do people like us and things like that? And I was just kind of like, yeah, I love it here. I've had mostly positive experience. And I say mostly because there are always going to be difficulties no matter where you live. But I can't say that I necessarily feel some of the, race challenges that sometimes people can run into in other places in the world. So that's my purpose. I will continue in that line. CasaELM is also now here to house people that are interested in just exploring Mexico, central Mexico, because that's where we are. For those who don't know, we are not on the beach. We are in central Mexico in the mountains, 6,300 feet above sea level. Yes, we have bodies of water, but they aren't beaches, okay? I like to kind of educate people on that, because I think sometimes the expectations are just like, Mexico's a beach. No, it's not. So all of these things encompassed in our space is to really elevate. We're soft landing for new travelers, or just if you're interested in relocating. So if you go to CasaELM.com, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Everyone on right now and anyone watching the replay, hit the like button, please. I really appreciate it. It really helps this make more sense. And as I said before, it's Wind Down Wednesday. And I haven't been drinking wine, but I'm going to keep with the name. I've been kind of more just like drinking water and teas and all these things. But I did make another special drink tonight. For those of you that don't know, I used to bartend a long time ago. So this is what I made. It's vodka. And right now, so I'll say this before I get into that specific fruit. In Mexico, especially at the markets, there's always something in season that's kind of a seasonal thing, whether it's seasonal vegetables or fruits mostly. There's like a season for peaches. You'll see everyone selling them at the side of the road. There's a season for lychee, which is kind of like the Asian fruit. Normally we see that in the US in the can. And they also eat the purple fruit, and sometimes you can see them, depending on the cactus, the green fruit, that round prickly thing at the top of the cactus. So the flat cactus that looks kind of like sometimes like a Mickey Mouse ear, at the top, they grow a fruit, right? And here they call them tunas, which, yeah, we know tuna for us is fish. One knows outside of, let's see, please, okay. I don't know why the chat is disconnected, but you have to basically shave and cut the prickly part off, and you can eat the fruit. There are some little, what are they called? Like seeds, I guess, inside. So anyway, they are in season now, and this is what it looks like. So I decided to pour a little vodka, a little tiny bit of vodka water, and put that fruit in because I bought a container of it from the market the other day. I don't know how it tastes. It doesn't have a strong flavor. It's almost kind of similar to a kiwi, if you have had kiwi before. So I'm giving you some fruit knowledge. But it's good. It's kind of one of those things. It's a little meaty, meaty and meaning it's not water. It's not as watery as like eating a watermelon or something like that, but it's almost more like a kiwi, not the flavor of a kiwi, more like a flavor of I don't know. It doesn't have a strong flavor, but it is a little sweet. So I decided to put it in here. If you all are having anything to drink, feel free to share it. And also, if you are getting this, please write something in the chat, because I just saw a message that said the chat was disconnected, but then it says successfully connected. So just drop a yes in here, just so I know that you guys are not getting cut off. Okay, there's a message. Hi, Marcia, how are you? I got your messages today. Welcome. Welcome from Cali, yay. So we are looking forward to hosting you soon. Anywho, I'm really excited to talk a little bit more about our retreat. Actually, I'm going to taste this, okay? Let's see. And it's kind of like, okay, I can taste the vodka and the water, and the fruit is so mellow, it doesn't necessarily add a lot of substance. Like I feel like throwing some mint leaves and some lime in this cup, but it's not bad. I wish if I had a fork, because I don't want to stick my finger in here, then you could kind of see, you can't see it, see the fruit, but look up like the fruit of a cactus plant, and then you'll get an idea, because this isn't something I really saw when I was living in the United States. I don't know if you all saw it, but I didn't really see this there. Now I did have, they called it a prickly margarita. When I went to San Antonio years ago, it was real pretty. They would do like a frozen drink. So they made the blended part of this, and then they would do the regular margarita. So it was like white with this, kind of like a Miami Vice, for those who know what a Miami Vice is. So it's like a frozen drink with, normally it has rum in it. And they would take this fruit in San Antonio and so the southern part of Texas, I guess, and they would make it like a margarita flavor, but they would add this, and then they would make a regular margarita. So you'd get like a half half of the dark fruit and then the light color on top is really good. I'm not into frozen drinks too much, but it's pretty good. This needs a little, but I'm still gonna sip on it in my water. Okay, Dixie, just having water like me. All right, ladies and guys, if you're here as well. Like I said, I wanted to talk a little bit about Peace Not Pieces because we featured our facilitators earlier this year on my channel, and there were some other videos out there that were specific to what each of those facilitators did. And I wanted to talk about it because this is the month of June that I'm taking time for us to focus on our health, our mental health, our well-being a little bit, and you know, just kind of what CasaELM continues to represent in addition to all the other fun things that we do. You know, it's really important for us as we continue aging to just be conscious and aware of the stresses in our lives that sometimes will lead to a lot of challenges later on in life. I am not a doctor, I'm not a counselor, I'm just talking about my own experiences. And the reason that Peace Not Pieces came about was from my own personal experiences, from, you know, way back in the day, working corporate jobs, not loving it, and also just kind of like having a lot of personal stresses and things like that. And, you know, fast forward to about a year ago, when I decided that I was going to move on from being in a relationship that wasn't healthy for me, a marriage, I should say, it's not just a relationship, that wasn't healthy for me, wasn't healthy for my child. I really recognized, especially because of some of my relatives that had a lot of stress in their lives that I can remember. And as they got older, they kind of went into dementia and all these other things. And I really believe that it had a lot to do with the stresses and pressures that they just kind of, you know, you routinely kind of get used to. And I think it's really important for us to always recognize that we need to be aware of what our intuition and our body is telling us, right? So let's see, are hibiscus commonly used? Yes, they are. Hibiscus is actually called the leaf from they call it Jamaica for Jamaica. And for those who know or don't know, there's a very popular Jamaican drink called sorrel, S-O-R-R-E-L. And the sorrel is coming from the Jamaican leaf, which is hibiscus. And it's also made with some form of alcohol, either red wine, sometimes it's white wine, which in Jamaica, it's always going to be Ray and Nephew, which is a very, very strong Jamaican rum. My mom makes it. It literally makes my heart race, but I love it. And it's very sweet and whatever. So in Mexico, you will see this dried leaf and in many of places, and they literally have that as like as common as iced tea is in the US, hibiscus and Jamaica tea is, or drink or water, they call it, is very common here. It often comes sweet or not so sweet, and you can add sugar. So it's kind of like the iced tea of Mexico. So yes, they do have hibiscus, and it's probably, I don't know, I feel like it's pretty reasonably priced. You can find it in giant bags, and I think you can also find it at the Tuesday market. Okay, so I'm gonna go back, and if you have more questions, I will promise you I will address them. I just don't want to lose my train of thought too much. So basically, in saying all of that was with the whole idea behind creating this retreat. When I moved to Mexico, a lot of people that I've met here would ask me, what are you going to do? What are you going to do in Mexico? And I always said to them, I want to do a women's retreat. I didn't really have a plan, right? I just always thought like living in Florida was hard. I had a business over there too, kind of like the serial entrepreneur doing a little bit of this and that and whatever. And I always felt like, gosh, you know, I'm not catching my breath. I'm constantly working, and I still feel that way. But, you know, being here, I can be in a different headspace. There's like this fly, must be a relative, something. Anyway, so when people would ask me these questions. I always say, oh, I'm going to do a women's retreat, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really have a plan. And then last year, I think around Valentine's Day, I tried to put something quickly together. And I was just like, okay, this is going to end up being a day retreat or a half day retreat. And I had a whole like girls' galentine thing and, had some women over. We did like this cacao ceremony in the yoga room. We had sound bowl and I think some stretching or whatever. It was like a lot of being peaceful, right? And then fast forward to last year, like a couple months later, when I made this decision to not, continue in this relationship that wasn't working for me and this marriage that wasn't working for me, I, had so much like going on. It was like CasaELM, personal stuff, blah, blah, blah. And, I'm not here to complain about that. I'm trying to get to how Peace Not Pieces was birthed, if for those who don't know the story. And, it was like time I moved, I did all this stuff. And then I had like this empty picture frame. And I decided, as I was passing by it several times in my space where I live, I was passing by, and I remember saying, you know what, I want some words of affirmation. I'm going to turn this into a piece of art that reminds me every day that one, life is short, right? And we all have, I'm sure, people that are loved ones or that have passed away or whatever, friends, it doesn't matter, that we need to always remember that we only have but a set amount of time to be above the dirt. And that above the dirt time is what this is all about, right? Why you found me, what I'm doing, maybe why it's interesting for you to live abroad, why it's interesting for you to create maybe a different path and chapter. I am very proud of all the younger people that have this opportunity, but I'm also proud of the older people. And I say older because I'm right there, right? I'm 54, but just kind of like recognizing like, oh, I don't have to just work until I'm 60 something and then just sit here in my house and not be happy or just kind of wither away. So the point simply is that this art that I wanted to create sort of came about a little at a time. I kept passing it and I was just like, I'm gonna create this canvas and I'm gonna make like an abstract background and I'm gonna just put words on it. And I kept every day, like something would come to me and I would put these words in my phone, like these comments or statements. And it was just like a list of things that kept coming to me every day and I would write them down. And finally, I remember just kind of thinking, oh, you know what, let me look on Pinterest for kind of like abstract art with affirmation kind of things. And I was going to just, and it's a big, it's a pretty big frame. It's kind of like something that from the floor up to here. And I just kept looking at it and thinking, I'm just going to buy a big piece of canvas. I'm going to just paint it and I'll put the words on myself. And then I decided that with fast forwarding a little bit, I have a friend who's an amazing photographer. And I said, you know what? Because I'm representing things that represent me, I'm going to be the canvas. And so I hired this person and also a makeup artist. And I put all the words on my physical body, right? And I decided I was going to be the representation because in life, and I know we've all probably had some kind of experience where especially as a woman where we were spoken to negatively, right? Whether it was about your body or just called a name, whatever. And I remember saying, you know what, I'm going to see this every day and I'm going to remind myself of the fact that, yes, I'm a strong person and I'm at peace. And, I choose, this is the path that I choose, not what someone else wants me to choose or someone wants to force me to be in or put me in a box, et cetera, et cetera. And so I decided, and I know some of you have heard this story, so bear with me if you have and you're here. But for those who haven't, so basically that's sort of how this whole retreat came about, and it had so much more purpose. for me. And I really believe in continuing to preach the message of not so much about the drama of a situation, but more about the peace of your decision to reclaim whatever it is that you might need to reclaim, right? In my case, it was my space, my mental capacity, my peace of mind, because I really believe that your home should always be your sacred space, and there shouldn't be strife and contention inside anyone's home. It doesn't really matter. Now, yes, every now and then, you get upset about something, whatever, but in general, your home is your sacred space. I really, truly believe that. And I also believe that as females, our bodies are our sacred space as well. And so for me, it was where the most powerful statement came out of that, which was peace, not pieces, because I'm definitely not going to have myself be all like mentally broken up and whatever. I am not that girl. Okay, I'm not. I never have been. You can ask my father and my 4 brothers. I was the only girl in the family. So the point simply is that I'm a very strong-minded individual, and I feel like that's my message and purpose in the creation of this. So Peace Not Pieces came about because of all of that. And it just had a lot and a greater meaning. We work with some amazing facilitators who also work in the field of just kind of trauma, empowerment. That's really our focus, empowerment, rejuvenating. And so we had this amazing, beautiful week where, we did a 10-minute scout. And if you don't know what that is, please do look it up. It's very authentic, I believe, to Mexico. It's kind of like a space where you sit down and you detox, but it's also an inner detox. It's not just your body, it's a whole kind of like spiritual thing. We did that at day 1. We had some amazing, beautiful women that joined us for this 1 week of healing. And then we did a lot of art therapy, which was just phenomenal because we had a lot of time to create. And what came out of the creation was really like you're digging deep down inside of you for what is it that maybe doesn't have me in alignment with my purpose. What is it that I'm trying to, kind of figure out? Like, what are the things that are bottled up? And it was quite amazing because I felt that each of us probably went in with somewhat of a wall, around ourselves. And as we had like each of these workshops, I was kind of surprised. I was just like, okay, I'm not going to cry. The next thing I know, I'm like, woo, and the point is that it was so powerful. It was a safe space where we were there to support each other. We didn't put a lot out there because it is still a private kind of like interaction. So, we were very mindful not to put a lot of things out there on video and stuff like that. But it was just an amazing time for bonding and supporting and working with these amazing women that really facilitated. We had Nina Simone, who basically put together like a nice meditation for us after the 10-minute scout. And then we had a sound bowl ceremony, and we all then jumped into our workshop the following day, which was very hands-on. We were able to be very creative, and we were able to basically, create things that were around our own specific messaging. Like what was our messaging for ourselves? How did we see ourselves? What kind of things are holding us back? What traumas may have affected us? When you think about aging and getting older, we all have things we would like to go back, or we realize, or we wish we could change, right? But we're not going to do spilled milk, right? We're just going to be like, okay, what do I need to empower in myself what do I need to believe in myself to get a little bit more connection there. So as I live out these other days, years, months, whatever, that it feels fulfilling. Welcome, Carol. Welcome. So I think that it's really important that we understand that time is like this, right? We all know it. We see it, right? I have friends that are passing away in their 50s. I have a friend that passed away earlier this year from pancreatic cancer, diagnosed, and like a couple months later, passed away, just turned 50. The point simply is that we all hear this, but really and truly, there's a lot sometimes that we bear and we just keep going through the motions. And I'm just here to say that sometimes you really have to stop the madness and reconnect with self. I really believe that I am not someone who has facilitated, I'm not a counselor either. I just think I speak from my own experiences and my own emotions and my own depths and stuff. And I know my channel is a lot about San Miguel and Mexico, but a lot of my purpose for coming here was to take myself away from the things that I didn't like about my life in the United States. It's not even just about the US, but just everything about where I was before just never felt fulfilling enough, right? And now I feel like this is my purpose. I enjoy living here, so that's why I share it. I enjoy talking about San Miguel and Mexico. That's why I share my life, but I'm also talking about the inner peace that I have also carved out, right? Because it's not easy to sometimes walk away from a situation or a marriage or a relationship, or even a relationship with friends and family. It's not always, it's not cut and dry, right? It's not cut and dry, but if it's not serving you in a positive way and it just kind of keeps bringing you down, sometimes we don't see that. We just endure because I think we're very resilient as humans. We don't always connect with that, or we may not have time to catch your breath long enough to connect with it. So this for me is really and truly like such a deep rooted project that once it happened, I was just like, I was just like, finally, like I did a retreat, and even though in my mind I was like, okay, I'm going to participate as a participant, but I was also partly one of the hosts, and then I had the other facilitators. It was just kind of one of those things where I was like, oh, now this messaging is really, really hitting home for me. And it was just a very special week. So we are going to talk to, like I said, two of the guests later on this month. They're traveling and doing some fun stuff. One of the guests is in Europe at the moment, and the other one's been bopping around Mexico. So I'm very, very excited about that. And I will also, try to bring our facilitators on. So I'll tell you a little bit about Kate. Kate does this amazing work. The name of her project is healingwordsproject.com. And if you go there, you will be blown away. Trust me, she is a counselor, but she's also an artist. She does phenomenal messaging for women that have gone through traumas. She is very much an advocate for empowering women as well. Her work has been in Newsweek, I think Latin American Newsweek or something like that. She's been nominated for her paintings. Her paintings are so real life. It's incredible. She's done a lot of work for nonprofit organizations and things like that. So she's one of our facilitators and counselors, and she will, kind of sit with whomever, and you pick your words and you are empowered by those. And then, she puts them, not the same as the art that I did, but similar idea. If you go to her page, you'll see it. But she is just an amazing person. And then we also have Gabby, who worked with us. She's a counselor, has been, I believe, for over 20 years. And she works with everyone. She's working with everyone in general, meaning both genders. And she basically does a lot of art therapy as well. She even works with children. And what she does is she really pulls the things out of you. And then she does it using art. So, we talked, we did our thing, and then we literally did like some tactile type art where she gave us a whole, like a clay, right? And she's like, okay, and we sat outside in the yard under the tree on yoga mats, and she's like, okay, close your eyes, and I want you to form a heart out of this, just form it. And then we talked about like, how did that feel and things like this. It was just really, really, really beautiful. So all three of these women just really brought my my baby retreat idea to life, in addition to the time that we all spent. We went to the gruta, to the hot springs. We went out and heard some good music. It was just a really bonding week. We cried, we hugged, we did a lot, right? And then the photos that came out of it were just phenomenal, which that's a part of the package. You get all your photos, and yeah, you can, print and frame them if you want. It was just a really, really beautiful experience. And I really just believe in this mission, which for me is to always choose to be in a space most of the time where you're not running yourself into the ground, because time is not promised to any of us. And, that's kind of the whole gist. So if you are interested in our retreat, please go to CasaELM.com and you will find the retreat details there as well. As I said, we have 2 spaces left in it. The package includes everything. It includes everything that's listed, I should say. So it's pretty comprehensive. And, we are really excited to just kind of bring this to you all. We're going to continue doing this. Our goal is to do it once or twice a year. This time we have it September, I think it's the 26th. Yes, yay. And Kathy's going to be there. She's bringing her own. So I was mentioning you earlier, Kathy. Yes, Kenya. Yes, I agree. We do have to guard our hearts with all diligence. Amen. Kathy will be on next week, I believe, the 14th, right? I don't know what let's see. Yes. This is an easy month because we got 7, 14, 21, 28 for Wednesday. So we'll be talking to her about she's coming to Peace Not Pieces, so I'm excited, but she's also going to have her Wellside retreat, and we're going to discuss those details, and very, very thrilled that will be happening in San Miguel. So that's really what I wanted to share with you all about the retreat itself. And if you have any questions about other things, we're doing stuff all the time in CasaELM and also in San Miguel. The last Sunday of every month, we have a brunch meetup. So if you happen to be here, please reach out and I will let you know where it's going to be held, and where, what restaurant it will be at and the time, things like that. We've been meeting so many amazing people in SMA, like so many. First of all, I have clients that book sessions with me, even from 2021, that just moved here. And, we've been in touch. They're like, let me see, who is it? Dominga, right? I don't know if she's on tonight, but anyway, she drove down with her husband from New York recently and they joined us. I'm like, I finally get to meet you all in person. As I said at the beginning of this session, basically just, talking to so many people online and then getting to meet them. Lisa Riley, I've been talking to her online. She does, what's the name of her? Hermana y Hermana. So it's like sister and sister that she put together, where they're trying to work with a lot of the locals in Playa del Carmen. That's her area. But we've been in touch and online since maybe 2021, I think. She finally came to San Miguel about a week and a half ago. She was there. and she stayed with us. And it was just so beautiful. We were just chatting and talking about how, it just felt so natural and normal. Hi, Francis. Yes, Hermana, you might welcome. Francis also. Francis was hanging out with us. I'm so excited. Francis was a part of, I'm just going to put your business out there, sister. She was a part of my very first relocation tour last year in January. And there were 3. They are still really close, good friends, Francis, Pilar, and Pat. Those are my women. And I'll tell you why. You can see the video that I did where I interviewed them, but I just wanted to share that they prayed for me, and they prayed over over the house, and they prayed over the space, and they became just, it's like one of those things again where it ties back into the concept that I was saying with the peace not pieces, is we don't really know what other people are going through all the time, right? And sometimes just being there emotionally, or being like able to connect with other women and that sisterhood, it's kind of like, I feel like for whatever reason, San Miguel for me really brings this together. I don't know. In the US, I just felt like we're so insular. I remember always being very protective of my space, and I still am. I am very protective of my energy space, especially. But it's kind of like one of those things where being here, I don't know, there's just definitely more openness to people being friends, to doing things, to inviting individuals into your world. And so when these 3 beautiful women were kind of like my first, guest in a group, they were just so supportive of everything, because I was running around like a chicken without a head. And yes, it's just such a beautiful thing for me to see that they are still close. They're still in touch. One of the 3 ladies moved here. She's here. Frances came. She's all good. She's all set. And I'm just like beautifully blessed by this blessing, this interaction. Yes, we all saved each other. It's like you just don't really always know what people are going through. And just being there to be supportive, to talk through things, to be vulnerable, right? To really be vulnerable. Like sometimes I'm on here and it's like something will hit me and I just start crying. I'll be like, oh, and I'm not a crier like that, but maybe I am. The point is that, we all need that sisterhood. We need that. Yes, you got your residency. I wasn't trying to put you all the way out there. But Frances came and she had a good old time. Yes, we hung out. She definitely hung out hard with the ladies in SM and the people in SMA for I think 2 weeks or so. And we miss you. We miss you. She just left a few days ago. It was just a beautiful time to be in reunion. We are talking about doing a follow-up. So we'll do a follow-up video probably in July with them to get on and talk about where they are, right? So eventually, I hope all of you will be in Mexico, preferably San Miguel, but wherever you end up is where you end up, but you're in Mexico. And I'm so happy to be a part of that journey. I always say that any shape or form, even if you just watched my videos and said, you know what, I found you online and, I'm going to explore San Miguel. Even though we do relocations, we're not only that, we understand that not everyone necessarily wants to move or wants to move here, or they're not sure and they just want to take the journey to exploring. We're here to support all of those things. So I'm super, super grateful for all of it. I love what we are doing for the community and just continuing to bring people together. I have to just say that I came to San Miguel in 2005, and I then came back in 2017, and that was around Christmas. Maybe I saw some of us, I don't remember. And then 2018, I came, and I remember that wasn't on my mind. I wasn't concerned about that. Like I didn't move to Mexico looking for just the community of people of color, right? I was looking for just a better place to raise my child. and be just kind of, somewhere that was a little more affordable and all these things. But in saying all of that, it's been so amazing and beautiful to just kind of go out on the street and see us sprinkled around the town, and meeting new people all the time, meeting people that just came on their own or however they got here, it doesn't matter. It's just really a beautiful thing, because I feel like there are a lot of good things that were already happening from foreigners, and we're also kind of coming in, and I say we, people of color again, and we're bringing our, music more to the scene. We have some really amazing singers here. I mean, amazing singers here that are just kind of doing their little thing, doing their little concerts. There are several women who cook, and they're bringing like delicious meals, like Jackie to the scene, Danielle singer, another Jackie that's a singer, and it's just kind of like beautiful. And so we're at the moment we're trying to put together kind of like I guess honoring Juneteenth, which is coming up, but also Black music fusion kind of thing for the month of June. And we all sat down on Monday. It's just kind of like, trying to put it together. And last week I spoke about art and culture and music and things like that. So we're working on trying to find a venue on Friday, but they got a whole band together. They got a bunch of singers. And the point is that a lot of people enjoy the listening of the music that we kind of are familiar with or I grew up with. And being able to like go to a place and really hear someone belting out those notes, and it just sounds so spectacular. It's nice, again, I appreciate everything here too, culturally, but it's kind of also one of those things where I know people appreciate our diversity and what we bring as well. So it's just a beautiful thing. I just wanted to kind of say that. You all drop some questions, because I've been talking almost an hour. Well, a little less than an hour because I was a little late. But yes, again, if you have questions about our retreat or interested, you can go to CasaELM.com and you'll see it, Piece Not Pieces. So let me know if you have any questions about anything SMA or Mexico that, we didn't talk about today. I think I covered mostly of what I wanted to talk about. Yep, I sure did. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. I just wanted to put that out there. And while I wait a few minutes, I'm going to have a sippy sip of my tuna cactus drink. Not tuna the fish, tuna the cactus plant. So if you don't have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this evening. And next week I'll have Kathy on. Kathy Hampton will be on to talk a little bit more about her movements in the world, and also her Wellside retreats, and what she has coming to San Miguel. I'm very excited to get to meet her in person. And anything else, if you all have questions about other things that are happening in CasaELM, you can go to CasaELM.com again and see right on the homepage, we have a list of travel experiences that we're hosting here. So if no one else has questions, I am going to wrap it up. This will be a short night for me because usually I'm chatting for a while. A little ahead to be here. Hi, Stella. I have an appointment. Okay, I'm still from Mexico State, but plan to be. Okay, well, congratulations and welcome. Where are you contacting us from? Let's see, the live stream. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you let's see, it's a 28 permit. Okay, excellent. Search Mexico states. You said Mexico State. I thought maybe you meant Mexico City, but you mean Mexico States in general. Yeah, I hope you come down to SMA. In the fall is a good time. It's not too crazy. Oh, you're welcome, Marcia. I hope I'm saying your name right. Is it Marcia or Marcia? I don't think it's, I don't know. I just want to try to get it right. Marcia. Hi, Lorraine. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming on. And Lorraine, again, we're going to do a rah-rah welcome for you because she's also new to SMA. I got to finally meet her in person too, so I'm really excited. You all need to get in here and tell people your stories so people don't think I'm just trying to claim everybody. Oh, okay, Querétaro and Oaxaca scouting trip. Excellent, excellent. You'll like both. I like Querétaro. Querétaro is a much bigger city than San Miguel, but it still feels manageable. It still feels manageable. Okay, Marcia. And Oaxaca, same. I haven't been to Oaxaca City for a while, but I've been to Oaxaca along the beaches, and it's really amazing. So I wish all of you an amazing scouting trip if that's what you're doing, or you're just going to visit just to see if, do I even like Mexico? Everything. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. That was my first time too, Frances, meeting them in person, her and her lovely husband. And she's also Jamaican. Yeah, man. I love it. I love it. So that's all I have for you all. Thank you for coming. Please be sure to join us next week. We're going to have, like I said, for this month, we're going to talk a little bit about, retreats and just kind of coming and just health and wellness. And I know this isn't not necessarily just about San Miguel and Mexico and information, but there's a lot of information on my channel. I have posted about cost of living, music, things that are annoying about Mexico, what Mexicans don't like about us, possibly as foreigners, paying bills and all these other things, hair challenges, you name it. There's a lot out there, so you're welcome to go and, just look around to see what's what. And then there's a lot of information about CasaELM and our relocation tours and testimonials and all that. So tonight was just kind of a little bit more Marcia, like Garcia. Okay, Marcia, Garcia, Marcia. Okay, got it. Got it. I hope it sticks in my brain when you pop up again. All right, if it doesn't, I'll try to remember that. Garcia. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Beautiful people. I appreciate you all. Please keep coming back. Please share. I'm really trying to just kind of continue doing this and growing it. And if you have ideas for topics you want to hear about, please share. Let me know. Send a comment on this video if you're watching it in the replay. Yeah, if there are things that you really want to know about, I've covered topics in regard to children and parents and why they moved here, you name it. I haven't done as many interviews necessarily with just kind of expats around Mexico like I used to in the beginning. A lot of times what happens is people say they'll come and then I'm on a live and then they might not show up. So this is part of the reason why, we do what we do here. And we just try to bring as much, or I try to bring you as much information as I can. Hi, Nikisha, welcome. And thanks for joining us. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. And like I said, I'm here. Go to CasaELM.com. If you have questions, you can catch me there via email in the contact form. And I'll try my best to help who I can. And if you're contacting me and it's not here on my channel by email to ask me a horde of questions, I'm going to ask you, or my staff is going to ask you to book a session. I just kind of wanted to say that because I have, sometimes I get random requests for people who are like, oh, I just have a few questions. And I'm like, I really don't. Your few questions times 50 people is like a lot. And so feel free to go to CasaELM and book the session with me. And in that session, you will get a lot of information that is very specific to your needs. So I don't want people to think that I'm just trying to like brush them off, but I really am just overwhelmingly busy. And it's hard for me to individually answer individual questions about things that, one, probably is on my channel or someone else's. Two, you can go find it on Facebook somewhere in one of the SMA groups. Or if you want me to answer a bunch of questions, just like send book a session. It's also important people kind of recognize that time is. So I appreciate you all, and I really appreciate you coming tonight. Please join me next week. All right, 6 o'clock Central Mexico time in the evening. And you all have a great, safe, healthy week. And don't forget to hang on to your peace, continue to be empowered, and know that you're loved and that we're here to support that. All right, have a good one.